It's 2:47 p.m. on a Tuesday. You're staring at a clock, and the second hand looks like it's moving through concrete. Every second stretches. The room feels like a waiting room at the end of the universe. Time has simply stopped. But then blink, it's December. Somehow, an entire year just evaporated. Spring faded before you noticed it. Summer was a few barbecues and then gone. Autumn, a blur of leaves and forgotten plans. So here's the question that should genuinely disturb you. How did the same brain do both of those things? The same organ, the same skull, one boring afternoon, an eternity, one entire year, a vanishing act. This isn't a quirk. This isn't just you. This is one of the strangest features of human consciousness ever identified. Philosophers have puzzled over it for centuries. Scientists are still arguing about it right now. And yet, every single Monday, it happens again. 8 hours at the office, endless. The weekend, gone before it started. We call it the time paradox. And once you understand what's actually causing it, you'll never see your days the same way again. Think back to being a kid. Summer vacation felt like its own lifetime. 3 months of pure, endless possibility. Now summer is a long weekend if you're lucky. What changed the summers? Or you? The clock didn't speed up. The Earth still takes the same 365 days. The change is entirely inside your head. Your brain is not a clock. It's something far stranger, a time machine that distorts, stretches, and compresses reality. And the rules it runs on are bizarre, counterintuitive, and here's the thing, completely exploitable. So let's start at the very beginning. Why does a boring Tuesday feel longer than a month of your happiest memories? The answer lives inside two completely different systems your brain uses to track time, and they almost never agree with each other. Meet the clock keeper, an ancient figure who has watched over human time since the very first moment someone asked, "Are we there yet?" He carries two watches everywhere. One races, one freezes. And which one you feel depends entirely on when you're doing the feeling. Psychologists call these two systems prospective time and retrospective time, fancy words for a surprisingly simple idea. Prospective time is what you feel right now, in the moment, while time is actually passing. It's the clock you watch when you're waiting. Retrospective time is completely different. It's the judgment you make after the fact. How long did that feel, looking back? Here's where Eli comes in. Let's drop him in the most universally dreaded waiting room on earth, the dentist's office. He's been sitting there for 20 minutes, but his brain insists it's been at least an hour, maybe 2, possibly his entire adult life. This is prospective time doing its thing. With nothing to absorb his attention, his brain has exactly one job: monitoring the clock. The more you attend to time passing, the slower it crawls. Your brain amplifies every second when it has nothing else to process. Now, fast forward 1 week. Someone asks Eli, "Hey, how long were you waiting at the dentist?" He shrugs. 10 minutes? Maybe 15? Same event. Wildly different time estimate. This is retrospective time at work, and it runs on a completely different fuel. Retrospective time doesn't care how long something felt. It counts memories. How many distinct moments did your brain actually bother to record? The dentist wait had almost nothing worth encoding. No new information, no surprises. So retrospective time shrinks it to almost nothing. 2 clocks. One runs on attention, one runs on memory. And now that you know both exist, you'll start noticing exactly which one is lying to you. So we've met 2 clocks. But here's the twist. One of them is secretly rewriting history. Your brain doesn't store time like a video camera. It stores moments, vivid, emotional snapshots. Think of memory as a highlight reel, not the full game, just the moments that made you gasp. Young Eli's childhood was packed with those moments, each one a timestamp burning itself into memory. His first bicycle, the wobble, the fall, the sudden flight, all permanently etched. Summer camp, the bonfire, the new friends, the homesickness that turned into the best week of his life. His childhood canvas is a riot of color, every inch crowded with vivid, distinct scenes. Now meet adult Eli, same person, different life. Wake up, commute, desk, screen, bed, repeat. His Tuesday is a near blank canvas, not because nothing happened, but because nothing was different. The brain is ruthlessly efficient. If today matches yesterday, it files nothing, no timestamp, no record. So when Eli looks back at October, he finds almost nothing. The whole month collapsed into a single blur. This is why years vanish. Not because time sped up, but because memory has almost nothing to count. Childhood felt long because it was relentlessly new. Every week added fresh timestamps to the reel. Memory doesn't lie about time on purpose. It just counts what it was given. Give it more and watch what changes. So if memory counts moments, not minutes, what actually creates a moment worth counting? 3 things: novelty, emotional intensity, and new information flooding in all at once. Eli steps off a train into a city he's never visited before. Everything hits at once. The street signs are in a different language. The food smells unfamiliar. The architecture bends in shapes he's never seen. His brain is working overtime. Every sensory input is brand new, no shortcut, no cached version. That processing load, that cognitive effort, is exactly what makes time feel rich and slow. Dopamine surges with every novel discovery, and dopamine actually slows your internal clock. One afternoon in that new city feels longer than a whole week at home. Not because it was longer, because it was fuller. Now watch what happens when he gets home. The colors drain from the scene. The palette goes gray. His kitchen, his commute, his couch. His brain already knows this place. No new input needed. It runs on autopilot, and autopilot has no timestamps. The richer the input, the slower and fuller time feels right now, and later when you look back. Novelty doesn't just make life interesting. It literally stretches how much life you experience. Feed your brain new things, and it will hand you back more time than you put in. So the secret isn't to slow down time. It's to fill it with things worth remembering. Eli at 50 stands at his kitchen window, same coffee mug, same gray view. But something has shifted, a small decision forming behind his eyes. He puts the mug down. He takes a different street to work, one he has never walked before. The brain notices. Every unfamiliar detail gets logged, tagged, stored. The morning feels twice as long in the best possible way. That evening, he signs up for a watercolor class. He has never held a paintbrush as an adult. His first attempt is terrible, and it's the most alive he's felt in years. Notice what happens to Eli's world on screen. The watercolor palette around him, once pale and washed out, starts blooming back into color. He starts building what I call timestamps, deliberate anchors that break the blur and pin a moment in memory. A weekend drive to a town he'd never heard of. A conversation with a stranger on a park bench who changed how he thought about one thing. None of these moments were expensive. None required a vacation or a dramatic life overhaul. Just novelty, just enough friction to wake the brain up. Memory density is the currency of felt time. Spend it on sameness and the years evaporate. Spend it on new and you buy yourself back more life. Eli at 51 doesn't look younger, but he looks awake. His timeline is thick with color, and he knows exactly where he's been. Your brain isn't lying to you. It's just reporting back what you gave it. Give it more, and it gives you more. If this changed how you see your own time, subscribe and watch the next video on how flow states shape the hours you'll actually remember.